Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.
Welcome to the meat market. The single scene is a slaughterhouse and we are here to devour it. We are your hosts. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Jess.
And today's sizzling single is Joe. Welcome, Joe.
Hi, Jess. Hi, Lindsay.
So you used to work at a strip club.
Yeah.
Did you ever date any strippers?
I did not date any strippers. No.
I love how politically correct he is.
I don't.
So tell us about your experience there, working there.
I mean, it was. It's more or less kind of what you think it is. It's a strip club. You know what I mean? It was sort of a devious sort of environment. There was a lot of more or less unethical things, I guess you could say, that went on there. A lot of partying behind the scenes and after the scenes, and I was young when I did it, and it was a good time, but. Don't know that I'd do it again.
Were you a bartender? Were you security?
I was
what
a bar
your job?
back.
A bar back. Okay.
Yeah, I would bartend occasionally and fill in when was necessary, but no, I was the grunt work. I took out the trash and restocked the things and lifted all the things and cleaned up a lot of puke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There was one instance where one of the girls was in the VIP with a gentleman, and she was right next to a trash can, and for whatever reason. Had a little bit too much to drink and decided to, instead of going to the trash can, she tried to run to the locker room and just ensued on puking in about 4 different places along the floor.
And you had to clean that up.
Yeah, it was my.
She was probably worried that puking in the VIP room would, affect her tip from her gentleman friend that night.
Probably. I don't know that it helped when she ran away, but hey.
That's crazy.
So do they offer additional services in the back room? Does that really happen?
I would say it happens without the knowledge, or it's an unspoken thing. But I mean, it's a Vegas strip club. I mean, things definitely, I would say, happen. I never personally witnessed anything. You hear the stories. I know some girls would just work to like pick up Johns and do things outside of
of the club.
Yeah.
We talk a lot.
They pick up jobs to do what?
Johns,
like clients.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the lingo.
That's okay.
We talk a lot about bachelor and bachelorette parties and the sort of debauchery that happens when you see bachelor parties, because we've spoken about the Thunder Down Under guys, and they're like, I will never trust a woman who goes out on her bachelorette party because of how many brides will sleep with the Thunder from Down Under guys. Is it the same for men? Do you see a lot of groups of guys that come in on bachelor parties?
We saw tons of them, and kind of being a gentleman myself, I could imagine that some unscrupulous things happen at bachelor parties. Yes, absolutely. But have I ever attended one where that happened? No. Not personally. But I could imagine that happens for sure, 100%.
So you had good views at your work, because I hear the Vegas strippers are beautiful. Good views. When you're working, you had beautiful views.
I was definitely not complaining about the view for a few years. Because
aren't the Vegas strippers supposed to be like the cream of the crop? Like, I know a lot of women that live here, but they fly to Vegas for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, just because they make way more money there.
Yeah, certainly do. There's a lot of traveling women that do that for a living. But I mean, I think Chicago, LA, Miami, cities like that
I was going to say Atlanta and Miami too are really big.
I've heard Atlanta's got a huge club
really?
scene. I don't know why. I've just heard it is for some
Houston,
reason.
Atlanta, and Miami, I think are the 3 cities that I hear a lot of that have a really big club scene.
Yeah.
But I hear like strip clubs have kind of gone down in the quality of women because women can make more money just sitting in their bedroom. So a lot of them do that and they don't even go into the strip club. Like the strip clubs here, I hear, are just terrible.
I haven't
There's
been
no one there.
Have not been.
It's been a while since I've been to one here too.
It's been a while for me too.
It's
been a while. Is that a Nickelback song?
Are you going to serenade us now?
So you are not on the dating apps.
No, I am not on the dating apps.
Have you ever been on the dating apps?
I am not, because I am recently single at this point in time. So
single, ready to mingle. You come to the right place.
Yes.
So how long were you married for?
17 years.
Oh, wow. That's a long
dang.
time.
Yes.
You look so young.
I'm 38. Got married at 21.
Wow.
How do you feel about getting married so young if you had to do it all over again?
How do I feel about it? I don't regret the decision by any means.
Yeah.
Were you high school sweethearts?
No, we met at a restaurant.
Okay.
So through a Southern gentleman, Grant, who introduced us. But no, we just kind of like hit it off. Lifestyle at the time was very similar. And, if I were to do anything differently, I would probably just ask a lot more questions per se about, long-term thought processes on lifestyle and things of that nature. But no, I had no apprehension about getting married.
Do you have kids together?
No kids.
And if
Cats.
if you don't mind me asking, why did you separate?
There's like a lot of history there. I'm not going to get like too deep into the nitty-gritty details, but it started with essentially, I sought some validation outside of the marriage at a certain point. And that was because I realized it over the last like 3 or 4 years, but I was kind of running from some stuff from my childhood, and never really spoke about that because I was raised in a very traditional man mindset, I guess, if that makes any sense, where you don't talk about your feelings, you shove them down, you just kind of deal with them. And that sort of translated into some less than acceptable behavior. Even though I was taught to not do those things, I still did those things. But that was that. And then there's some other things over the years, where, some other things had happened and that kind of led to it. And then when her father passed away, was probably like the straw that broke the camel's back, because for her, the blessing that I guess she hung around as long as she did with all the crap that she put up with from me per se. But when her father died, he was a very traditional man. And so her whole mindset through a lot of it was like, we're going to work on it. We're going to fix it. Things of that nature. And we put in some effort here and there, but I definitely continued, through some patterns of behavior and things of that nature. But when he passed away, she had a girlfriend while we were dating before we got married, who she continued to date through the first few years of our marriage, which I was totally fine with.
So she was bisexual?
Yes.
Okay.
But then she's leaned more that way, or she kind of always leaned more that way. And so when her father passed away, she kind of started going more that direction. And the last sort of like 3 years, she kind of, there was an obvious, us going in opposite directions aside from lifestyle choices too. And so, yeah.
So is she dating women now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever consider bringing her girlfriend into your relationship?
Absolutely
doing like the
not.
throuple thing?
No.
Really? It's not your cup of tea?
Maybe not my cup of tea, my cup of tea maybe, but definitely not her.
She didn't want to share?
Her, more or less the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The girlfriend did not want to come in
and join.
which is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah. Different horses, different courses.
Yeah. So, but that's more or less why the marriage ended.
Do you feel like you've healed from your childhood traumas at this point? Is it still a work in progress? Have you made some changes?
Yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. I think as human beings, we're always a work in progress. I don't think you can ever be not working, I guess, per se, but that's just through my own experience at this point in time. Changes I've made. Yeah, I've done a lot of, introspective looking and, and thinking about, the decisions I made when I was younger and how they've translated and, into the decisions I've made throughout my life. And a lot of it was because I made a decision for the woman I was dating in high school, and then decided to, make a dramatic change and like sort of leave the sports world for someone I thought I was in love with. And then that just, I kind of ran from that per se. And so, I've gotten back into a healthier lifestyle of living and working out and things of that nature. It's always been a part of me. And so as I've gotten back into that, it's allowed me to think more clearly and just realize a lot of what I did was because I was running from a person I wanted to be, and I was just trying to like shove that away.
So you said you left the sports world for her. Were you playing sports? Were you an athlete?
Yeah, I was an athlete from the time I started playing sports when I was 5.
And what, you chose her essentially over the sport?
Yeah, and then it didn't work out. And then instead of going back, I just kind of was already in the restaurant scene in Vegas young, and just kind of like rode that wave, and just kind of was like, you know, I'm going to party and have a good time. And yeah.
And so you felt regretful of that?
No, not regretful. Just was like, I'm just going to run from it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You've made the interesting comment that therapy is very expensive. A lot of insurance companies don't cover it. So you made the interesting comment that you listen to a lot of podcasts to get therapy.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. A lot of the, people, very familiar with those names, the Chris Williamsons, the Jordan Petersons, the Rich Rolls of the world. And they offer a lot of really good insight. And you don't have to necessarily, I think, pay to, do the whole therapy thing. If you're willing to sit with yourself after taking in those things and those thoughts that they have, you can do a lot of the work yourself. But because I could not afford. I tried. Mm-hmm. I paid for a therapist. I did like 4 or 5 sessions, but the rate at which she wanted me to keep coming back, and she was wildly helpful in the, from the 4 or 5 sessions I did. They were great, but I just couldn't afford to keep going on. So
Isn't that sad? It makes me so sad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think it's important too to keep in mind that you actually have to do the work.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, I go to therapy, or I listen to so and so, or I listen to this," and that's great. But then if you're not actually making changes to your actions, and if you're not actually doing what you're listening to, it's then nothing is going to change.
Exactly. Just like one of the big things I picked up was learning to listen to people without creating a response in my head and then not listening to the things that they were saying afterwards, or in essence, trying to constantly solve every single problem. You know what I mean? So that was one of the things I learned towards the latter part of my relationship, was instead of just trying to solve every issue that she brought up or anything that was going on, just listening to her, letting her talk through it, letting her know that, she could talk, and just be vulnerable and be safe. And that's probably the biggest thing that I still struggle with sometimes, but that I've broken through over the years, is just being able to sit and listen and not, oh, here's the solution to your problem, because you don't necessarily always need a solution. You just want someone to listen to.
That's the thing. I think one of the things I try to ask of people when it seems like they're going to dump on me, because I, as a physical therapist, I work with developmentally disabled kids, so I get a lot of dumping on by parents and caregivers and all of these people, because it's hard, right? And so one of the things I've learned to ask is, do you want a solution or do you want a shoulder? Because if you want a solution, we can sit and have a conversation and we can try to come up with a solution. But if what you're looking for is a shoulder, just dump and I'll be here, because people sometimes just need to dump and they don't necessarily want a solution. You know what I mean? So I think it's important, like you said, to kind of figure out what someone actually needs as you're listening to them. And that's important, because a lot of people, like you said, they will. I had an ex who was this way. He would ask, "How are you today?" And then as I would start to say how I was, I could see it in his eyes. Gone, glass. To ask the question, but then to not care what the answer is. It's like, why are you even asking me that question?
So many people do that. They ask just because they feel like they have to ask, and then they glare over.
Yes.
They don't really care.
Yeah, I remember once we were on a trip. We were on a road trip and we were with my parents, and he was sitting in the front seat with my dad and I was sitting in the back seat with my mom. And it was just in the beginning of COVID, and my mom was trying to retire, but then the COVID happened. And so the hospital she worked for wanted her on their COVID board. And so then they wouldn't let her retire. They sort of, asked her to stay and this and that. And so she did the COVID thing. And so because it was right at the beginning of the pandemic, I will always remember this. He was sitting in the front seat and he turns and he asks my mom, "How's everything going with the COVID stuff?" And as she's in the middle of responding to his question, he turns to my dad in the front seat and asks my dad a completely unrelated question. And I'm sitting there listening to my mom talk, because he asked my mom a question and I'm sitting right next to her. And as she's, talking and explaining something, I'm going, you just started this whole conversation seemingly interested in what she had to say about what's going on in the world right now. And then as soon as she starts talking, it's like, you're not even listening to her response to your question.
So rude.
That's
Sounds like he needs therapy.
Yeah.
He does. He's an ex. He does need therapy.
So they couldn't have lasted too long at that point.
Seriously, hearing you talk, I'm thinking, God, all my exes needed therapy. Really
Yeah.
bad. They could really use that.
Everybody needs a little therapy,
I
I think,
think
at this
so
point
too.
in time.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to
know?
better themselves and
Right?
be the best that they can be?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what are you looking for? Are you looking to get married again? Are you looking for just to have fun right now?
I mean, yeah, marriage again is not off the table. I'm not in any hurry to like jump into anything serious. But yes, I mean, I'm obviously interested in dating. I'm not, out at the clubs, by any means, and heading out to bars trying to pick people up every week. I'm, kind of putting life back together a little bit at this moment in time. So,
Have you dated much since your divorce?
no, I've gone on a few dates, and I think, and they've gone well per se, but I just get right into the hard stuff real quick, and I think that somewhat implies to them that maybe I'm trying to be real serious real fast, and I'm not. I'm just going to put this all out there, and I'm going to let you know the past and some of the things, and if that's a little much, I'd rather you just
Absolutely.
be done with me from the get-go, because he's done this, he's done that. Like, I'm not cool. That's fine. Like, go on about your way. I don't want to get to date 4, 5, 6, 7, or have it be 8 weeks in, and everything was casual, and then it's like, okay, let's have a deeper conversation, and then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, you did all this stuff. It's like, yeah, we just wasted 8 weeks. Like, I'd rather waste
true.
2 hours.
Smart.
Yeah,
What is that expression? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person.
Yeah.
It's so true. The person that you're meant to be with, you can dump all of that on them, and they will embrace it and accept it and love it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not like trying to dump it on anybody. I'm just letting you know what you're getting, where I'm coming from, where I've been, where I'm going, and one of the things I heard was, see if I can even like put this out. It's like, they have to like the person you are right now as well as the person you're becoming, right? And so I'm essentially approaching it from that stance of like, I might not be 100% the person I want to be, but this is who I am now. This is where I'm going, and if we jive, cool. If not, but this is the past. And like,
I say that all the time too. You have to meet people where they are, because that's another huge problem I see is people romanticize this. This is who he could be, or this is who she could be. And then it's like, when they never live up to that romanticized expectation, then what do you have? You have nothing really, like to build a relationship on. You can't, so.
I mean, I think you have to have, some lifestyle things as well too. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be you can be very different, but like, there has to be some similarities, I think, in lifestyle too. And if your lifestyles aren't somewhat similar, I don't know how two people truly make that work per se. So, I mean, we definitely over romanticize who someone could be or what we want them to be, right? Like, I have this vision of who I want my partner to be, but maybe that person isn't going to be that person. And so,
what is your ideal partner? What do you want your partner to be?
I would say probably someone who's, ambitious. I don't necessarily think I want to live the trad lifestyle, right? Where, I'm the provider and she stays at home, because, I'm not against kids, but I'm not necessarily like I have to have them or I don't have to have them. If I met someone that wanted to go that route, again, we could have that discussion. But someone who's, just got a good work ethic, and someone who, I would say a lot of the things I got that I realized that I didn't realize that I had, right? Because you don't really realize what you had until you lose it per se. But someone that's just going to, want to be there for you through the struggles, and, someone who's going to sit with you and allow you to be vulnerable, and, and those types of things. But I haven't fully thought through all of it as of this moment per se.
Do you get hit on a lot at work? I bet you have a lot of customers that.
No, I fully try to put out the vibe that I do not want to be hit on at work.
Really?
Yeah,
How funny.
I think it's the biggest, like, I guess you'd call it icks, right? Like I'm not the bartender that's going to want to pick you up or want to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have a good time with you and we'll chat and all the things, but like, I'm not flirting with you. I'm just doing my job.
And that's why I picked him up while he was at work to come on our podcast.
But so has a woman ever asked for your number or given you her number or no?
Not that I could really think of. No,
You just kind of make it clear.
Yeah, not really clear. I don't put the vibe out. Like, I don't like it. So like, I'm not going to pick up women at work.
And it's funny because that is so true, because remember I asked you, I was like, are you single? Like, I didn't get a vibe. Like most of the time with bartenders and waiters and stuff, you can kind of get the vibe that they're single, they're flirting with you, or they're very much not single because they're not flirting with you. And when we were sitting at the bar, I was with a friend, a neighbor, and when we were sitting there, I was like, this guy like would be great for the podcast, but I can't tell if he's single or not. I just have to ask him.
It was very like, I'm not sure if you are, but I'm going to ask you. And it was. She was a little like, but that's the vibe I give. I just think it's icky. Like, I don't. Yeah.
But what if like a beautiful woman that is your cup of tea comes in, sits at the bar, and you still would not? No, wow. No, look how professional you are.
That might be the fine dining background in me. I did like white table or like white glove like style fine dining bartending for a long time, and you don't, in those environments, you just don't do that.
Yeah.
And so that might just still be in me, but so it's like, it's where I work too. Like I don't, if you're a regular or whatever, like I don't want that person to be like, like, no.
Well, and because you run the risk of getting a reputation.
That's
you run the
true.
risk of getting the reputation of being that bartender. You know?
Well, there's a reason the industry has that reputation.
Yes, it is true. Are you interested in dating a woman who is also in the service industry, that's a bartender or a server, something like that?
They don't have to be service industry, no.
It would just be hard with schedules, wouldn't it?
Yeah, my schedule, I mean, I work at night, you know what I mean? 5 nights a week.
And you work weekends, right?
I work weekends. It depends.
So it would be tough for you to date, let's say, a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Because they are off nights and weekends typically.
So yeah, I mean, service industry people were built a little differently as well. So, but yeah, I mean, whether someone is or is not, I mean, I have found through experience and just friends and things of that nature, when they are dating somebody outside the industry, that it is very difficult.
It's difficult.
Just because schedules don't always align. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I work nights. I got the middle of the week off. So yeah, I mean, but.
And I feel like it would be hard too, because people in the service industry do have a bad rap, and it is a reputation thing. And so dating someone not in that industry, they'd have to be very secure.
Absolutely.
Because they would have to be able to trust you working the hours that you work and the environment that you work. And for those that have never worked in that environment before, it can be a really like scary place in their head.
And typically people in the industry are very good looking, personable. That's why they're working with the public. So they're good looking, have great personalities. So I can imagine you would have to be very secure.
Yeah. I have a friend that married. She met her husband at the bar that he worked at. And that was her number one thing, is she was like, you will never work in another bar ever again.
Really?
And so now he's a barber.
That is hilarious.
I mean, if you have a backup plan, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I plan on being an industry person for the foreseeable future. May I be behind the bar forever? Not necessarily, but restaurants, they're great places to work, man. I mean, people that do office jobs and do 9 to 5s, man, I mean, good for you. I give you all the credit in the world. I can't stand it. I tried.
It's funny
it for
because
2 years.
I used to bartend when I was in college, and then I went to corporate America working for a financial institution. I made more money bartending a lot more than I did working for corporate America Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
I was a waitress in college too, and I actually loved working in the service industry.
I loved it.
But the town or the college that I went to was in a fairly small town, and it was wild to me how incestuous the staff was within this restaurant. It was like the owner and he had 3 sons, I think, and all 3 of them worked in the restaurant with him. And And all of them were dating someone that was either the hostess or a waitress or, you know, like they were all, it was so scandalous.
That is a lot of restaurants in a lot of cities, man. I mean, you spend as much time as you do with the people that we do and kind of like the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does just kind of happen. I've seen, I'm now a product of it per se, but I've seen other marriages go down for that same reason.
And it creates drama too, because it's like from the back, the chef can see in the front his girl flirting with the table of guys in this section, and then pretty soon, you know, it's chaos in the back in the kitchen, and you go back there, and it's like all this tension. It's just
oh my god, how funny.
Yeah.
What are your deal breakers?
What are my deal breakers? Probably someone who doesn't prioritize their health in some manner. Like I exercise probably way too much. That's probably a toxic trait of mine, as I spend a lot of time in the gym. But if someone's, you know, you don't have to be a gym rat by any means, but like if you're not prioritizing your health in some way, like that's probably going to be a deal breaker. Because my ex-father-in-law, like he was a wonderful, wonderful human being, and that man should still be alive. He did not take care of himself at all. He lived every day like it was his last, and it's fantastic, but he should not have died at 60. And that just kind of like flipped a light switch for me a few years ago, where it's like, I'm going to get back on this train of health. So like, you know, if you like to party, cool, that's fine. But if you're not doing something to take care of yourself health-wise, you know, and be active in that route, that's probably a solid deal breaker.
Yeah.
Are you a big drinker?
No,
it would be hard. I think it would. So my ex was an alcoholic, and it totally changed my relationship with alcohol. And I think being a bartender, I think it would be so hard to sit behind the bar and watch people just drink their lives away, and then outside of work want to go have a drink. Yeah. Like, I think that would be really hard.
I mean, I did that through my early 20s too. Like I drank heavily, probably close to like even in the early 30s, and it's like it's just not a good way to live. So you know, that's another thing. Like if you're a heavy drinker, like that's, again, no judgment, do your thing, but that's probably a solid deal breaker as well too. Like I like to go out. I went out last night, had a couple cocktails, but like I have 2 and I go home. You know what I mean? And that's the first time, not the first time, it's like once every week or 2, like I'll go out and have a couple drinks, like, because I enjoy them. Like I drink cocktails and whiskey and things of that nature because I enjoy it. If you just want to party and get blasted, like no.
It's not like you're out doing shots of Fireball.
No,
take a bomb.
Absolutely. Nope. Been there, done that. Don't want to go back. So again, that's your jam. Go for it. No judgment whatsoever. And on that note, it's like if you're a judgmental, gossipy person, like I don't, like I work in a restaurant, but like I'm like one of the few people, like I don't care about the restaurant tea. I don't care about gossiping. Like I see no benefit in like talking about people behind their backs and like, oh, she did this or she was wearing that or he this or whatever. Like I'm good. Like, you know, like I'm good with that mundane, you know, not even surface level, just kind of, I would say, immature conversation about gossiping. Like I'm good. Like if you're that kind of person, no, like hard pass.
Speaking of gossiping, are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. The Keep More Minute, brought to you by Tactical Tax Strategies. They help you keep more in your wallet. We help you keep more in your relationship. If I can grab my iPad. We have a listener question. All right. So it says, my girlfriend wants a threesome, but not with me. She says she's exploring her sexuality and wants to experiment with other women without me. Is this a breakup in disguise or just a bold phase? I don't want to open Pandora's box if I can't close it again. How fitting, because
That's
we were
so
just
fitting.
talking
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. So let me clarify this. She wants a threesome with other women.
Women, yeah, a threesome with
another...
2 other women. Yes, but it seems like he didn't know this about her before they got into the relationship.
Proceed with caution.
So
my
she
good
wants
sir.
so So she wants to sleep around without her boyfriend, but with other women.
But with women, not with men.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that's. I still think that's cheating if you're not including him.
I mean, I wouldn't call it cheating. You're letting him know.
That's true. Yeah.
But at the same time, like that's kind of like you said, you're opening Pandora's box.
And why doesn't she want him there? That to me is kind of like, why wouldn't she want to include him?
Yeah. That's the
I'd
weird
feel a little heartbroken.
Like you don't want to cuck him and just put him in the corner and let baby.
Yeah. It seems like she
wants to play.
And it seems like she might not be totally straight. Like she might, you know what I mean? Like
she wants to explore that on her own, which maybe she should break up and explore that.
But maybe it's I mean, has she ever been with a woman? Has she not? Like I think there's maybe she just there's more to that I want to know. Like
she wants to have her cake and eat it too.
That's a proceed with caution. 100%.
It's a yellow flag there.
I wouldn't say I would be careful with that one.
So now we're going to discuss single statistics in 2025. So dating preferences are evolving with a focus on sober dates, outdoor activities, and group dates, while also embracing loud looking for transparency in relationships. Have you heard of loud looking? It's basically what you do. You just put everything out there, what you're looking, sorry, getting a bit carried away there. Like you just put out there what you're looking for. You're very upfront.
Yeah.
People just aren't playing games anymore, I guess. Mm-hmm. So here's a more detailed look at single statistics in 2025. National trends. Nationally, married and never married adults are nearly equal, but this varies significantly by cities. In some cities, only 23% of the population is married, while others see 56%. So Scottsdale, 49% are unmarried, but in Omaha, only 18% are unmarried.
Not shocking. That's not
funny.
shocking.
Right? It's funny that they used Omaha as an example.
Right?
Well, you use Party Town and you got to use small town. Like, you got different sides of the spectrum.
Age and gender. This is shocking to me. 86% of adults aged 18 to 24 are single. That's a high percentage.
80%?
86%. 86? Isn't that
18
high?
to 24. No, I think that kids aren't getting married early anymore because it's been proven that the divorce rate is so high. So I think that kids, you know, when we were young, it was like right out of high school, you get married, you have kids, you know, at 20, you get married at 21, 22, 23, 24. But then you look at all of those marriages and it's like a lot of them didn't last. And so I think the next generation coming up,
they're learning
Well, but I think that if you're like, from my experience as well, it's like, I think that if you're just not asking all those questions, like I think a lot of people just kind of willy-nilly, and I don't know if social media plays into this or not, but like you watch, you know, the highlight reels of people marriages and life, and maybe they're traveling and doing this and doing that. And it's like, but there's a lot more to your relationship than just
what's on
doing
the highlight reel.
Reels. You know what I mean? There's, you know, the mundane aspects of life, getting up every morning and, you know, whatever chores or whatever's going on around the house or wherever you're living, like that's an aspect of a relationship that maybe they're not thinking about. And then maybe when they maybe get involved in that, or maybe they just see the divorce rate or they see a statistic and they're like, oh, well, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, well, it is worth it, but there's a lot more to life than the highlight reels with which we watch. So
and that brings up another thought is I think also people are living with partners unmarried now.
True.
And 20 years ago, that was not acceptable.
That was looked down upon,
Yeah, you were not to. I remember the first guy that I lived with, and it was like my mom was like, "You better hide that from your grandma." I mean,
really?
And that's a great point. I've had, as you say that, it's like I've had, I think, probably a half a dozen couples in the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's like, oh, we just got married. It's like, cool. How long were we together? 9 years, 8 years, 10 years. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, y'all been together for a hot minute. And it's like, so there's probably, there's that aspect of it too.
42% are single, aged 25 to 39. So about half in that age range. Education and income. 44% of adults without a high school diploma are single, while 30% of those with a bachelor's degree are. So it pays to be educated. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I wonder what the reasoning behind that is. Unpartnered adults tend to have lower incomes than their partnered peers, which makes sense. If you dual income households, of course you're going to have more money, right?
Yeah.
Than the single. Dating trends. Sober dates are becoming more popular, with 39% of singles prioritizing them. Outdoor activities, hiking, picnics are also very popular first date choices.
Love me to hike.
Yeah.
Love some hiking.
Group dates are becoming extremely popular as well with the younger generation.
Group dates. What do group dates look like?
If you get a group
One of my neighbors bamboozled. So how I met Joe is my neighbor bamboozled me into going on a date. And so not once, but twice he did this. The first time he did it, he asked me he's like, a bunch of us are going to go see a movie. And so he's like, do you want to come? And I said, yeah, sure. And there was supposed to, I think, be 6 people there. And it was supposed to just be a group thing. But then it ended up being just him and I and another couple. And so it was like very much a double date.
Double date, not a group date.
It tricked me into it. But I think it's something like that where it's a group
doing
of,
something.
like multiple couples all doing something.
Makes sense. Loud looking, being honest and upfront about what you are looking for. A trend towards radical transparency in dating profiles and early interactions is emerging, with 70% of singles seeking serious relationships and embracing this approach. I think that's like when I was dating, I was on the first date. I want to get married. I want to have kids. Because if they don't want to get married and have kids, like I don't want to waste my time.
Exactly.
Be, 8 months down the road and they're like, no, I really don't want kids.
Yeah. Transparency over honesty, I think, is better. It's like, just put it out there. Because if you wait for them to ask, again, if you wait and it's 4, 5, 6 weeks in, it's like,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, well, you just wasted 6 weeks of your life and somebody else's. Like,
it's funny though, because a lot of people would tell me like, don't say that you want to get married and have kids, because it's going to scare the men away. It's going to scare them away. I'm like, well, the ones that are going to get scared away, perfect. I want them to shoot, be gone. My husband stuck around. Micromance. Smaller, heartfelt actions like curating a playlist or sharing a meme are becoming the preferred way to express affection, moving away from grand gestures. Micromance? Sort of like
micromance.
But it makes sense because like the younger generation, like everyone's so broke because rent's so expensive. They don't have the money to do these grandiose gestures, like taking them to Vegas, So it's like the thoughtful little, I love that.
Yeah.
I think the thoughtful things are more meaningful anyway.
When did the thoughtful little things though ever go out? At what point is that part of the problem? Like, did people stop doing that?
Maybe people are just getting more creative now because people don't have the money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think if you do thoughtful little things, it means you're paying attention.
I do too.
Like if you're only doing grandiose things and you're only doing these large gestures, to me, it's like I haven't been paying attention and I have to do something. Whereas if you're paying attention to their Starbucks order that maybe you just talked about, but they never mentioned, and you're going to pick them up and you bring their favorite Starbucks, or, you grab their favorite snack when you're out or whatever, just little things like that show that you're just paying attention to the things they say. I think that shows that you care more than, oh, look at this. I did this overly romantic date for your birthday and I haven't done anything in 6 months. Right?
And then I filmed it all and then I posted it online to get validation from all of these strangers.
So people know what a great boyfriend I am. Staying single. Studies suggest that 1 in 4 adults may stay single for their entire lives, highlighting the growing significance of singlehood. I know a lot of women that are done with dating, done with men, and they just love their life so much being single. They don't know if they ever want to get into a relationship ever again.
Yeah. I mean, it's great to see, obviously women succeeding and being more in that light. And, if that's the route they choose to go, great, man. Like, own it, live it, love it, have a good time.
As we get older, we kind of get in our ways, in our ways. So it's hard to introduce someone that changes shit around, and you're like, what? I have to modify my life now? What's going on? So
that's one of those things where it's like, as you get older, it's like, if you don't want to change, but you don't also want to be single, maybe you want, it's like, you have to change. Like you're gonna have to modify something at some point in time, right? Like you don't have to give up who you are as a human being, but there are compromises that have to be made if you want to be in a relationship.
Compromise, always compromise in relationships.
You can't just like, I'm this way and you can take it or leave it. It's like, well, then you're probably going to get left a lot. You know what I mean? And so
it's like, I hate camping, but my husband loves it, so I do it for him. I use the restroom in the woods for him.
Yes. You can get one of those pop-up, restroom things that you bring with you, and it's nice and private,
I also have a bunch.
You're still using a bucket, but hey, it's fine.
Have you ever used the funnel?
No.
Oh, I have. I'll bring you one the next time.
It's like you pee in the funnel so it doesn't go everywhere.
Oh. Yeah, they're like little silicone, like lady helpers that.
Because that is annoying when the pee like sprays
I
everywhere.
know.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. I have a bunch of my camping stuff unused. They're not used.
Lies.
Oh, that's funny. So other random stats. Women desire romantic men, according to a poll. No shit, Sherlock. According to the poll, 30% of women believe in true love. Do you guys believe in true love?
No.
I don't know if I do either.
No.
Like true love, like
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean?
don't
what
even
does
know.
that even mean?
Like,
Yeah.
I think if you want to say true love, it's two people that are truly making an effort to just make, good, bad, everything otherwise. Like, we're going to figure it out and we're going to make it work. But like true love,
Well, and now it's soul ties. Like everyone,
God.
that's like the buzzword
Soul
instead
ties.
of true love. I feel like Disney sold true love in
The princess
yes,
fairy tales.
Yes, and now it's evolved into
Soul ties.
soul tie.
Only 28% of women believe in love at first sight. Do you guys believe in love at first sight? Have you ever felt that? I don't know if I believe. Maybe lust at first sight. Like, that bloke's really hot. I want to bang him.
Yeah.
But can you really fall in love at first sight?
no.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, I go with your lust at first sight and then just sort of take it from there. But
Yeah.
it's impossible to know somebody just by
Looking at
Looking
them,
at
right?
Yeah.
93% of women prefer to be asked out on a date. Only 18% of women were the first to declare their love in a relationship, according to a survey. Have you ever said I love you first?
Oh.
Have you ever had a girl say I love you first?
I mean, I've technically been with the same person for 17 years, and I said it first.
Yeah.
So
Typically, it's the man, right?
It
Yeah.
is the last couple guys I've dated have said it first, I think.
50% of women and 51% of men think their current relationship will stay intact. Like, why would you stay with someone if you don't think it's going to last? Like, what's the point? I guess people get comfortable.
It's cheaper to keep her.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get
and
that.
maybe they think they have a lack of options outside. I mean, if you live in the world of social media, internet, like we all do nowadays, like it seems very tough to find somebody once you part ways with whoever it is you may be with at the time. So
Yeah.
If you're in Omaha, Nebraska, only 18% of adults are single,
yeah,
and only half of those are of the opposite sex of the
Oh
sex
my
that
God.
you're
yeah, so
looking
you got a 9%
for. You have
pool to
52% of women want men to have good manners. That's so low. Like, I would have thought all women want men to have good
Wait,
manners.
48% of women
52%
don't care
of women.
about
I think 100%.
men with manners.
Exactly. Like, what the hell?
I think 100% of both sides should want both people to have good manners. Like,
for sure.
if you don't have good manners, we're not dating.
Right? Like, the bar is so low nowadays.
The bar is so low.
26% desire males to pay for their meal, which I thought was low too.
Okay.
65% of women think kissing is acceptable on a first date, while 56% feel cuddling is okay. Is cuddling like a
Like
code word for?
like, where are you cuddling? Like cuddling
Right.
at the booth at the restaurant?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, and I'm sorry, people that do that, I find that really weird. Like, you know, like you don't need to be cuddling in the restaurant while you're like, just have dinner, talk, flirt, little touch. That's fine.
little
but, like,
touchy-touchy, a hand on
little
the leg is
touchy-touchy,
okay.
That's fine. But like, if you're like having at it in a booth in the middle of a restaurant, like, just pay your check and go.
Yeah,
like,
get a room.
Yeah.
Women are more likely to date a man who lives alone. 25% of females want to go out with a bachelor compared to 9% who want to go out with someone who lives with their roommates. I feel like the younger generation, don't a lot of the younger generation have roommates because it's so expensive, rent's so expensive, housing prices are so expensive. Like, who can afford their own place, I feel? You know, it's expensive.
I though can see this because I live by myself, and if I'm dating someone, I want them to also live by themselves, because I don't want it to turn into always being at my place because I'm the only one that doesn't have a workaround.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Last one, half of the females are willing or extremely willing to live with their partners to save money.
Yeah.
Why not?
That makes
Right?
total sense. Like, why
Save
not?
a lot of money by living together, I feel. I'm going to let you do the celebrity cut where we marinate in the juices of the celebrities, because you sent me this article.
Oh, are we talking about Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor, the Irish boxer.
Have you heard?
I have not heard.
Okay, so he sent dick pics. Do you know who Azealia Banks is?
I do not know who Azealia Banks is.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either why she's famous. Is she an
She's a
actress
singer
or
or
a
an
singer?
actress?
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But she's notorious for like blasting people on Twitter or X or whatever it is. And
he
so
picked the wrong person
he
to
did
fuck
pick
with.
the wrong person. So he sent
Fuck
her
around and
dick
find
pics
out.
and she posted them on the internet.
Well, and he even said to her, even texted her and said, "Don't be a rat, because all rats get caught." And she like posted that too.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do
Yeah.
that?
Like-
And he's engaged. So he's been with his fiance.
They've been engaged for 6 years,
years.
but they have 4 kids together.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And it wasn't one of the pictures of his member lifting weights.
I mean, I'm no better, I think, at this point, but it's like I can see why women have lost faith in men.
Exactly.
I haven't helped the cause either.
But you know what's sad about this guy is he's been caught cheating on his fiancée multiple times.
Yeah.
He's been accused of harassment. He's always in scandals.
Yeah.
And like right before this happened, he was seen in a cabana. I think it was in Vegas with some woman that was not his
I
fiancée.
think that wasn't that right after
No,
it
I think
happened?
it
It
was
was
right
right at
after.
the same time.
What the hell?
But then a couple years ago, remember, he recorded and posted on social media himself on a yacht with his fiance giving him head.
Oh my God, classy. Classy, class act.
Yeah.
I
Very.
feel bad for her. Well, I mean, obviously,
have an
they
open
must have
relations.
some sort of agreement.
They
Because
must.
You would think. I mean, he's got a lot of money. If they have 4 kids together, like there's
Yeah.
there's a benefit to tolerating it. But
Yeah.
And it's been multiple times, so they've got to have an understanding.
They
right?
must.
And maybe she does her own thing on the side too, but she's not famous, so it's not in the tabloids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you look for the pictures? Did you see
I
them?
didn't see the pictures, did you?
didn't? I did see them.
Yeah. But you know what's funny is that was all the news. I bet Conor McGregor is so thankful for Coldplay because as
I was
soon
just
as
gonna bring
soon as
that up.
Coldplay came out, no one's talking
Nope,
about
everyone's
Conor
done.
McGregor anymore,
We're
right?
all talking about
know.
him.
He's probably
with the
loving
human
Coldplay.
resources department, which is even better.
Well, and also though, there was nothing like the picture. There's nothing about it that is like, it's not like, oh my God, where is it? Or, oh my God, he's so out of shape. Or, oh my God, why would you send, or like, remember that screenshot you sent me where the guy was like in a pink bedroom and everything was like pink and fluffy and stuff. And he was standing in the mirror,
yeah.
like with it. So it's like nothing in the picture was really embarrassing for him. It literally was just a full frontal in the mirror picture. And so there wasn't really anything to
Yeah.
hound him for, except that he sent a dick pic.
So, question about the Coldplay thing though. What dumbasses? Had they just waved, we wouldn't be talking about them right now.
No.
It's their dodgy reaction, like, oh shit, like that got them caught. Like, why didn't they just wave?
No, you could have waved. You could have done whatever. You were caught regardless.
Yeah, but
But nobody would have known who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what
this-
I'm saying? Like, because of their reaction, Chris Martin was like, oh, they're either cheating or they're shy, which is what gained the attention, right?
Yeah.
If they had have just waved, he wouldn't have said anything. I don't think anyone would have paid attention
Because
to you.
neither of them are really public figures like
No.
that to where the average person at the concert would have been
Would
like,
know.
oh, that's the CEO of
Whatever it is.
company it was. It's not like it was Elon Musk up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody would have
And
really
Elon Musk knows
recognized.
he's got 9 women with kids.
Right? But I love all of the, have you seen some, like the D-backs just did one with Baxter where Baxter's up in a suite and he's standing behind a girl in like a Phillies jersey or
that's
something. And
funny.
like they're canoodling and then the camera goes to them and they split and they do. So all these different like people are making
funny.
Oh yeah, the memes
real
the
joke
memes are
reels and memes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's funny how he's on leave now. Like, they put him on leave, the CEO.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you make your
But isn't that, I don't know, you did that in your private life, right? You didn't do that at work. Well, maybe he was doing it at work.
but
Maybe that's the thing.
but she works with him.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
is
Maybe
it
they want
like
to do an
a-
investigation that
Yeah.
it
she's
was
the head of
consensual.
human resources.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
They're
It's
both
true.
married. It's not even just him.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and then in his statement, he blamed Coldplay.
I saw
He
that.
was like, I'm just really disappointed in the fact that they took what was supposed to be a private moment and turned it into a public
Of course, he's
spectacle or
blaming
something
someone
like that.
else.
Yeah,
Like, maybe you
absolutely.
shouldn't be cheating on your wife.
that's textbook narcissism.
Right, it is. Now it's time for Zoyo and Tell, sponsored by Zoyo, your neighborhood yogurt. Rapid fire questions to get to know you. Ready?
No.
The best or worst pickup line you've heard or you've used?
The best or worst pickup line? I mean, I haven't used any pickup lines. The worst one is probably like, is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I see myself in your pants.
Oh, God.
That's probably the worst one. Or another one would be that I heard. I don't know if it's great, but it's like, what's this material?
What?
You don't know?
Cotton?
Here, what's this material?
Oh, it feels like boyfriend material.
Oh, God.
She knows.
Wow. That's smooth.
That's a good one, right?
Favorite body part on a partner?
Favorite body part on a partner? Legs.
Legs, really?
Yeah.
That was my nickname in college, by the way.
You have
Yeah,
long
I'm a
legs.
leg man.
What gives you the ick?
What gives me the ick? People that talk with their mouth full of food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is watching porn considered cheating?
I think that's contextual, but I would say yes and no. It just depends.
Before you're intimate, is it appropriate to ask your date how many people they've been with?
Sure.
Yeah. Is it acceptable to have sex on a first date?
I think so, yeah.
And should you disclose mental health issues early on in a relationship?
100%, yeah.
And the last question, favorite sexual position and why?
Position and why? Wow. Okay, I was not expecting that. I'm just gonna go kind of boring, and I would say missionary. I mean, I'm a bit more of an emotional human being, so I like the eye-to-eye contact, and I like the intimacy of being able to look you in the face.
You know what's funny? I think every single person has said that.
A lot of people say that. Yeah.
They just like, they're looking into each other's eyes, traditional. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
So you're not alone.
It's a very common answer.
It is a very common answer. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week at the Meat Market. And thank you so much, Joe. If you want to snag a date with Joe, go to any of our social media platforms at Meat Market Podcast. And thank you to our sponsor, Tactical Tax Strategies. If you want to keep more of your own money in your wallet, you need to go to Tactical Tax Strategies. We'll see you next week at the Meat Market. Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.